Well, here it is, the latest F1 slot car. And just purchased this. This is my second video of 2026. And this one is a Carrera Formula One car. Let's take a look here. It is the Oracle Red Bull Racing RB20. And it is the Perez version number 11. And I know Verstappen won the championship in this car and maybe the preferred purchase. But reality is that when I went to Hobby Shop in Toronto very recently, they had both. But the Verstappen slot car of this was a digital version, and I don't do digital, and I usually tear all of the digital elements out of the car, so it seemed to be a waste of money to purchase that one because it was considerably more expensive. The Verstappen digital was $120 Canadian here, and this one, the analog Perez one, was $85. So huge difference in price for the exact same car. It's just, the having that number one with Verstappen or having this one with none of that digital components and such, but still the exact same car, except it's number 11, and the paint job on the helmet was Perez. So running that car around the track, yeah, that difference in price, I was good with this one. Anyways, it's a fantastic looking car. It's got that matte dark blue finish on it. The wing is glossy, but let's take a closer look if I can get that up here. On top of that, and again, I go on about details, and in this case, the detail of the helmet, the intricacy of the Perez helmet, again, is spectacular. If you take a look at this from various angles, the mold of the helmet is exceptional and well detailed, and then the temple printing is just amazing. Now, a little harder to see the helmet because this has the halo, and this is the first slot car I've got with that feature, so it's been a while that I've gotten a purchase of a Formula One car. And part of that delay, found out just how huge the modern Formula One cars are in comparison to the cars I've had in the last few years that were Formula One. Now, I know Scalextric has come out with more recent Formula One cars, but the lack of detail was very, very disappointing, whereas this car more than makes up for it. The Scalextric, no rear view mirrors. This has that in great detail. Even in the back, the exhaust pipe, for some reason, the Scalextric even forgot to put that in. So this one for accuracy, detail, and then still size proportion are accurate. And again, it's that portion of it that I find quite amazing on this car. Because, for example, here is, and I've shown this car briefly, the 2009 Carrera Red Bull car. And again, great detail, excellent helmet, paint, and design. Back when cars were glossy and shiny, which it looks like they're going to come back to in 2026. But again, I thought this was a relatively big car. But in comparison, it's unbelievable. Look at this. If I line up the back tires, look how much larger. Look at the front wheels. Almost completely set back from the newer cars. And just the size of the wheels and tires are so much larger. You can really see that in the back, just how much larger the diameter of those rear tires are. So it's quite astounding how huge Formula One cars have gotten. And now again, 2026, the regulations are they're going to start making these Formula One cars a bit smaller again. Won't be go back quite as far as 2009, but maybe closer to the 2014, which I did a video on the Carrera Ferrari. But still, highly recommend. I really do enjoy the Carrera Formula One cars, even though probably the biggest distraction is the placement of the guide. And again, this is set well back, even from what we had before in the 2009 version. And if anything, it's set back even further. You can see here the guide is starts right at the axle of the front wheels, whereas this one's set back even further. And because of the size of the car, it really does have an effect on the handling. I find it takes some very weird angles getting through some corners because, one, the size of the car and just how far back that guide is. Now here, just another example of just how huge this car is. I have a Fly truck. And not that Fly scale is that accurate. They're not known for very accurate scale size and such. But this is this is definitely the biggest vehicle I've got in my collection. I do have a couple of them. I do have a Mercedes that doesn't have the protruding front engine like this one does. But look at it in comparison. I can't even fit it on the screen. The Red Bull Formula One car is actually larger, by a bit. And look at the wheel placement. The Formula One car is longer from wheel to wheel than the truck, so that is quite substantial in size difference. Let me see. Can I? There we go. Just zoom this out a bit. If I line this up and this up, yeah, that wing hangs out past the truck. So that's quite astounding that a Formula One car is in comparison in size to a 18-wheeler truck. So anyways, we will give this a run on the track and a little more detailed review. Now, before getting this car on the track and doing the track test, a couple details I still want to go over on this car. And one is, traditionally with these Carreras, they come with two magnets, which slows them down. Usually a magnet right here, and then we've got the one in the back. But this one, I don't know if it's unique to the one I purchased or what, but that magnet is missing. So yeah, kind of one less thing to deal with when working out this car. Now, it does have a circuit board inside, and that's for this little switch in here to change polarity, changing the direction of the car, which I don't need, I don't use. So I'm thinking of tearing that out and direct wiring, and hopefully that gives it a little bit more pick up and go. Because of the size of this car, and I don't know what the RPM is on this motor, but it's a bit sluggish. It certainly doesn't have that pick up and go that I'm more used to, especially with a Formula One car, supposedly being more agile and less weight. But this one is big and it is heavy, and it doesn't have a lot of pick up and go, and it does take a couple of laps to get it into the groove and getting it going at a constant speed. Now, the other issue with this car is the tires. They're quite hard right out of the box, and on top of that, they're very concave. So it's taken a lot of sanding, but even still, it's riding on the outer edges of the tire. I keep sanding and sanding, trying to get it flat across, but that's been a bit of a challenge. And because of the more hard nature of these tires, yeah, not the greatest grip and not getting full contact on the track with this car. Now, what it did come with is an alternative guide. Usually they come with an extra one, but in the last couple years anyways, they've been starting to include this red orange guide for tracks like Scalextric and such that do not have as wide and deep slot as the Carrera track. But my track, being an older Strombecker, The depth isn't too bad, and the width is perfect and very similar to the Carrera track. But I find I had to switch, so make it a little easier for this car to get around the corners. This is a little shorter from front to back and a little thinner, so that yeah, it gives a better run throughout the whole track and even the tighter corners. Anyways, let's give it a go and see how it runs. I mean, it's really not bad. Oh, but there it is. It popped out. So it is a little harder to push this car because it does have a tendency to come out of the groove. As it warms up, it does hold better. It is stuck down pretty good at the moment. Oh, there it goes again. So back in the slot, a lot of this is the placement of the guide. So if you really try and push it, it does, you know, the guide doesn't really lead the car because it's so far back. So its tendency is that it just pops out of the guide rather than the back end stepping out. The front pops out. So there you go. In conclusion, fabulous looking car. Scale detail is amazing. Odd handling with this guide. Again, don't mind pushing it because just like the other Carreras, this front wing pops off, and I've had that happen a few times in you know, just the initial running of this car. The car is so big that I have some corners where the back end comes around and the front end snags onto the guardrail, and the car is yeah, can't go anywhere. So there's some very odd tendencies because of the side and that flag so far back. But other than that, yeah, working around, you know, how to get this car running, it's not bad. It's definitely not going to be the fastest in my Formula One collection. But anyways, a great addition. Really enjoy the look of these cars, and we'll leave it at that, and we'll see you at the next purchase and review.